Hola, ladies and gentlemen, this is Internet Personality Evangelist, and I'm V-Build deading again. And I figured, what's a better thing to dead V-Build than dudes who are constantly dead? You know, Robot Valhalla is basically some dude's toy collection, so I've been filling up on these guys, because they are just dropping like flies. I mean, you'd think that Megatron's pretty much like chucking some of these guys right off of his ship. Especially these dudes. Land like a rock. In Arms Micron, though, they come with little buddies who I assume constantly die alongside them. So we're going to build some of these little buddies, and I'm also going to show you some of the stickering of these dudes and a trick you can do to enhance the stickering of the chest. So this is the ground-based Vehicon's little minicon man. This little guy's name is Noji. Means something in Japanese. Bet you didn't know that. According to the katakana up at the top of this thing, it means, it's related to Inoshishi, I believe. So, I like these little Decepticon minicons, because this animal theme, let me just tell you right now, it's friggin' awesome. This V-Build Dead is actually happening after the next 3 V-Builds you're going to see. After this, I'm going to be posting the Labor Day trilogy that me and my good buddy pal associate Kryn Sin recorded in upstate America. I also just dropped my toothpick, which means that I'm going to have to pick it up once I finish putting this Energon crystal on here. Oh dear. Oh, now the Energon crystal won't go on because it's got too much mold flash. No. Oh god. This is all going topsy-turvy. Alright, I did it. I'm going to lean down and get my toothpick. Anyway, I really like these little dudes. I mean, at the point of this recording, I've actually built some of the ones you're going to see upcoming. And, man, like these little guys, I would be glad if only the Decepticons had minicons. I would not give a rat's flying patoot if the Autobot minicons did not actually exist, because I think the Decepticon ones are just a billion times more interesting. Now, they're all like little beast guys, and that might not be everybody's cup of tea. But, you know, then again, not everybody knows what a good cup of tea is. Some people just, they drink swill. But what I'm trying to say is, there is a clear design aesthetic to these Decepticon minicons. They are all mono-eyed animal buddies, and I feel they have, like, 5 times the personality of any of the Autobot minicons I've seen. Because the Autobot minicons, at the end of the day, are kind of just dudes. They're little robot fellas, or in the case of RC's minicon, fellarettes. And I don't know. I'm not that impressed so far. We'll see. I've got to, at the time of this recording, I've still got to build RC's minicon, as well as the Cosmotector minicons, and maybe something in them will stir forth a different feeling. But for now, I am not feeling those Autobot minicons. Sorry, microns. Sorry, it's all microns now, isn't it? It's all glorious Nihon Amzu Micron. Oh, this piece here, which is going to be his optic. I really like that it's easy to actually remove this piece, because something I've been doing is, especially thanks to the dark matter caliber, I've been taking a lot of the excess, like you see on the sticker sheets, how there's like little frames of purple around here. I've been taking some of the excess red foil sticker stuff and just cutting circles out and putting that onto any of the optics that don't already have them. Several V-builds I've done, or will be showing you on this channel, those optics, they look like this when the video's done. Afterwards, I made them sing. I made them shine. My light is completely in the way. Damn it. Alright, this should solve that arrangement quite nicely, I hope. I think so. Anyway, let's continue building, ladies and gentlemen. Where was I? Yeah, if you've been skipping Arms Micron, I would highly recommend, not so much like getting straight into Arms Micron, on the whole, but try to get a hold of one of the Decepticon Microns. The Dark Matter caliber, just get that. I mean, it's, as far as I know, it's still available all over the place, and I think it's easily one of the pinnacle pieces of this line. Just as a standalone bit. I mean, some of these guys I think are pretty cool on their own, but the Dark Matter caliber is just a very well done piece of kit. Now, this thingy has a sticker that wraps around it, and that sticker is a jerk. Luckily, I've done this before, so I've got a reference piece. Now, some might call this cheating. I just call this creative winning. I suppose that does give me the same hubris as one Charles Sheen, but we'll see how that goes. Also, something to note from my experiences now, having done these Arms Micron V-builds, a lot of these guys, like, you're gonna see the stickering, but that's not the end of the stickering. A lot of this stickering, I then have to wait a day to see how much the sticker glue sets, and then I go back in with my super glue and another toothpick, and basically add little drops of glue here and there until the stickers fully are set in place. I've had to, like, sticker seal with super glue quite a number of these, and I think that is the only disappointment I've had with Arms Micron on the whole, is that the stickering is kind of fun here and there, you know, when it isn't breakdown or soundwave, but then, like, you do this full stickering and it's kind of satisfying. Cut to a day later, and the sticker is just totally peeling itself off. And it's really easy to fix. You just put some super glue in a dish, you add a little drop to the part that's folding upwards, and smear it back down, just a tiny drop so it doesn't, like, spray all over the sticker itself. Then it'll lock in place beautifully. Like, the Dark Matter caliber had that problem, and you know, that problem is a thing of the past now. But it is kind of a bummer, because, you know, one would hope that sticker glue would be a trustworthy thing in the year 2012. But, you know, then again, who am I to judge? I mean, I'm not even a trustworthy thing in the year 2012, and I'm a human being. You know, I should be one of the most trustworthy things on the planet. Jokes, the Homo sapien. Anyway, let's see, these legs. I can stick these on now and then add the stickers afterwards, I believe. Yes, these things snap in pretty hard. Whoa, calm down, son. This little sticker's trying to start something with me. Alright, you know what we're going to do? We're going to sandwich effect you. And we'll see who's laughing last. Ha! Suck it. In fact, I'm going to do the other sticker. The other leg now. Don't judge me. Okay. Legs to... Come on. Legs to... Oh, we got one. Yes! Oh, that's the magic Papa likes. Now I can apply the rest of these seals, or stickers, as they say in Nihon. Alright, so I'm sticking a triangle on there. It's good to know. Things get real geometric when you're stickering stuff. Let me tell you something. Oh yeah, that's a pretty little sticker we're putting on here now, isn't it? Oh, you like to dance, don't you? Who else liked to dance? Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction, and guess what? She almost died. So what do you think about that, you old punk ass? Sticker number 5. Hope that some of you guys have actually seen Pulp Fiction. I don't know what the pop culture climate is like now in this year of 2012. You know, what with the end of the world coming and all. But I suppose if there was going to be a sign of the end of the world, it would be that there are people out there who have no idea what Pulp Fiction is. Am I right? Oh, I'm such a movie guy. I gotta do those stickers again, but on the other side. What did I match that to? The bottom? Okay. Good to know. Good to know. What else is coming in V-Build? So yeah, the Labor Day trilogy is coming up. I don't know if I should tell you who we covered back then. I mean, you can just look it up on Ustream if you want to, but you know, that is cheating. And you know, if you want to forever be labeled as a cheater, I guess you're welcome to do that. But if you want to be a cool person, then you know, just wait and find out and see what we covered. We covered quite a bit. As I said, you know, it's 3 V-builds. That is the number that is associated with the trilogy. And I will tell you, they're all Arms Micron. Incidentally, my apologies if you're getting sick of all this Arms Micron content, but hey, guess what? Arms Micron, there's a lot of it, and for whatever reason, I've ended up with a lot of it. I do have 2 more Arms Micron toys to go, at least. I know, several to go, actually. I've got Megatron Darkness, I've got RC, and I've got Swerve. So there's going to be all that loveliness. And who knows, I might even get a hold of some other arms microns down the road. I've been figuring out what all is out there, and it's a big tempting world. That world of stickers and Takara Tomy pla. It's not mini pla, right? Because that's kind of like a Bandai term. So what would you call it? I mean, I just call it Takara Tomy pla. But transpla, would that work? No, that sounds horrible. Cyberpla. Hey baby, you want to give me your ASL? Well, get on in my AOL chat room and do a little bit of cyberpla. Oh, the days when that worked. Not that I know anything about that, but you know, my good friend was once subject to such treatment. Did I say treatment? I meant mistreatment. All right, clip that down. Boom. We have us a Noji. Sometime I will give him a working red eyeball, but I don't know where all of my leftover red sticker sheets are right now. So let's just continue on to let's do the Vehicon. Stickers, stickers, stickers. Oh, hey, I bet you're noticing something. Why is his chest sticker already in place? Did I cheat? No, this is a V-Build dead. I just used post-production. See, what I did was a kind of lengthy process whereby you take out 3 screws from the back of the Vehicon, the 2 shoulders and the one right in his butt. You remove the back plate. You remove the geared piece slider thing that his rear bumper's attached to. Then I'd recommend removing his arms just so you have some more room to work. Now, you're going to notice in the back there are 2 clear plastic pegs. Those relate to the clear plastic chest piece on the front. Those pegs, you got to very carefully, probably using a little tiny flathead pusher or something like that, like I'm using. Actually, if you have a pushing device for like watches or whatever, it's probably even better. You gently push those out. They might even have a little bit of like splayed out plastic on the inside you might have to shave off, but just push them out and just gently as possible until you can feel them start to pop out. Check the front every now and then to see if they've actually ejected or if they're still fully seated in place. Once they've ejected, then you do take something flathead and you very, very carefully slide it under the small gap you've got in the bottom of his chest piece now. What you got to do here is be really careful and just lever the chest piece out. It still has 2 more plugs that you cannot access from the back that are holding it in. Those plugs are, each plug is basically on the edge of one of those pointy bits on his clear chest piece. So just leverage it carefully until those plugs begin to come out. And then once you have it out, you have it out. And the main thing here is just you've got to be super careful and do not flex the plastic too much, because if you flex it too much, it'll just crack. And you can still put it back in there, it'll be fine, but then your Vehicon will have a crack on his chest and all the other Vehicons are going to laugh at him. Anyway, once you've done that, you can lay the chest sticker in. There's a place perfectly spaced for the sticker number 11 to go on. And once it's in there, it's in there. You can even do some more paint apps in there if you really want to. I just put the sticker in. And once you've done that, you can just like plug the chest piece back in. It'll hold itself in place happily with friction. You won't have to do anything else. Then you just got to go through the process of reassembling the figure. The only tricky bit here is the geared part. What I'd recommend is orient the head as it would be in robot mode, and then insert the slider piece into the very top of the slider, and slide it down a la for vehicle mode. Then you don't have to worry about holding things together, and the gears should be happily aligned. If the gears do end up misaligned, it's actually not that hard to fix. If you just loosen all the screws and loosen his backplate and start like sliding the thing up and down, you can kind of realign them yourself without having to take the whole thing apart. Anyway, now we're here with this guy with a thing on the inside of his chest. Wasn't that worth it? I think it was. But he's got more stickers. Some of these stickers are kind of dicks. We'll find out, you know, how dick they are as we go on. The main dick stickers are the ones that go on his waist, mostly because they've got these stupid, tiny, tiny, flat bits of detail. You can see it right here. No, you can't. Wait, hold on. Now you can kind of see it right here. This little thin flat thing. It doesn't really grip the surface much at all. So it's kind of held in there with friction and a little bit of hope. If you're just doing the stickers and you're not doing anything else to help adhere them, be prepared for this little thin bit here to start sliding around and generally being a dick. If you can find a really cool, like, flashy chrome purple paint to use in place of these things, I'd recommend that. I don't mind these things. I mean, mine don't move around enough to, like, infuriate me, but once they're on, that doesn't mean that they're on for good. So just be wary of that. On the bright side, you don't have to do too much of this kind of fine detail sticker work that might all fly off a la friggin' Soundwave. Arms Micron Soundwave is still, I think the worst offender for just all this work for a bunch of stickers that don't work at the end of the day and don't accomplish something that, like, one paint app could have done instead. That aside, there are a couple of kind of cool little sticker apps here. These are for the vent pieces on the insides of his shins, and these things I kind of like because I can kind of do the toothpick flattening trick to make these match up with some of the sculpted detail, because the vents are, they're sculpted in there, and there's no reason not to take full advantage of that sculpting as you put the sticker in. I just lay in the sticker so it flattens. The only part of the sticker that flattens down at first is on the very top little flap of the vent detail, and I leave the rest of the sticker in the open air as I groove it into the grooves of the air vent, and that way you're not laying down a whole sticker and then hoping that all of its air pockets will match up happily. This way you're kind of just applying it right down there in a way that, as you can see, holds a very nice texture, especially with how shiny these stickers are. I find that trick is real pretty. Generally, I mean, the Vehicon mold is real pretty. This is a fantastic mold. I haven't done a review of it as of this recording, but, I don't think I need to tell you. If you're in any way connected to the Transformers fandom, you have probably heard by now that the Prid Vehicon, or the Arms Micron Vehicon by that extension, is a friggin' good mold. And, it's a very, very well-earned title. I now own, like, multiple versions of this thing from multiple countries, and I love every single one. Oh, now this part, this is a stupid sticker. These are some of those wraparound stickers, where the idea is you wrap the sticker around some rounded sculpting, and the sticker doesn't really take into account the roundedness of the sculpting, so you're going to end up, most probably, with some wrinkles in this sticker application. So, just be prepared for that going in, and it'll be hopefully less frustrating when it actually happens. See if I can get you some better light here, too. My light is just, it's not oriented properly. There we go. Alright, let's lay you in here, you little minx punk. Worst part is there's no real solid sculpting lineup on this sticker either. It doesn't actually, like, match the edges perfectly of any given part of the leg sculpt, except maybe the tip back there. Let's give that a try. Oh, there we go. Okay, this somewhat lines up. So use the top pointy corner of one of the sides. That'll be your marking point. And then if we array that on there, flatten this all out as much as possible, and then begin the painful process of hoping that it follows some kind of unwrinkled path. It already has wrinkled, oh well. That's the best we could ask for, I suppose, in a sticker that's trying to do what the sticker is trying to do. I just would like it if that top corner would match up. Bitte. Oh, okay, there we go. So this hits the corners. That's the main thing. So the edges have matched up somewhat, and that is something that I feel is important on a sticker like this. But man, see all that wrinkling and stuff in there? It's just like one thing you can do is maybe smooth out the front bit and try to contain the wrinkles into some concave little edges there that look kind of thematic to the sculpt, but that sticker is a jerk, man. And I would highly recommend popping this flap up before you do the sticker. It makes it infinitely easy. By infinitely, of course, I mean some kind of finite measurable amount, but I am not one to quantify the ease of sticker application. I am merely a doer, not a thinker. I'm a lover, not a fighter. There's a couple other slogans that work along those lines, I'm quite sure. Alright, match up my edge. Oh, this doesn't feel right at all. Okay. Match up my edge better. Maybe. Okay. No? Never mind. It's not okay. Alright, how about this? What if we... No. What's happening? The science is not working? Okay, hold on. We're going to try the outside edge. This inside edge is giving me some unscientific guff. We're going to try the outside edge here. Alright. Okay, pro tip number 2. Match up the pointy part on the outside edge of the leg. The inside edge is a little jerk who will not follow directions and will not adhere to the given path that awaits all Vehicon leg stickers. That being doing this inordinate curve BS. This is Garbo. This is not physics, man. Okay, anyway. Again, I'm going to try to use the inevitable wrinkling to form an edge on the kind of concave edge on here, just so there's something vaguely nice looking. It's kind of worked, and by kind of I mean maybe only on one side. Oh well. There we go. Robot mode sticker's done. It's time to vehicle mode this little mother. So just hold on for 1 second. We'll do that. Oh my! Alright, let's flip this thing over. There's minimal stickers to go here. We're just about done. And the lamp is in the shot. No, that's not that lamp is fine. This little lamp is trying to get itself in the spotlight. Picky little minx. Alright, 15. Now these look like freaky stickers, but in my experience they actually aren't. These are like these tiny little detail stickers. They're very thin. They're curved all over the place. They look like they'd be a nightmare, but they're actually okay. They aren't that terrible. Only because the sculpting is so defined at this point that you don't really have to worry about trying to figure out exactly what is supposed to be going where. However, the sticker's also a little bit wide for the sculpting, which means it's good to kind of just line up the edges and then take a toothpick and push it into that spot as best you can. Just for maximum effect. Maximum effect sounds like the sequel to Max Steel and Action Man at the same time. Alright, let's try doing that again. Let's bust out another one of these stickers. Seal number 14. We're just about done, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, here we go. My edges lined up. Oh, baby. There we go. It rests up against the clear plastic piece that is the headlights as well. Speaking of the headlights, you may notice that the headlights are clear plastic pieces with silver sculpted underneath, much like the chest piece. Now, is it worth trying to pry these out to cram a sticker in there? No! I tried it on another Vehicon. Number one, these things actually do easily break when you're pulling them out because they're glued in there. Number two, the sculpting in there has no room for the sticker. Number 3, if you try cutting little circles out of the stickers to stick on there, putting the headlight back in will kind of mush those stickers around, and you kind of just have to keep like pulling it out, realigning stickers, cramming it back in, pulling it out, etc., etc. It's just not worth it. If you're going to pull this off to do some detailing inside, just do it when you have some metallic purple paint to paint on the headlights in there. That's what the American Prid Vehicon did. Otherwise, just stick the sticker on the outside. That's what I'm about to do. It's not my favorite way of doing things, of course. I would prefer to have something that wasn't just covering up what's sculpted underneath, but for now I'm going to do this also just so we know what this looks like. Well, I say we, you've all probably seen this already, so I know what it looks like, and then I can make the judgment call at a later date when I do have some metallic purple paint, whenever that may happen. Sometime around the time that I review some more Revoltech Gurren Lagann toys. Ha! See, that's my funny joke I make, like when people say, when's this gonna come out in SH Figuarts? And I say, oh, around the time that they're gonna release Master Asia. It's funny because that's a joke that means, haha, probably not for a long time. Lol. It's only funny to people who have been into Figuarts as long as some of us have been into Figuarts. So it's not that bad, this little detail. I mean, this is just sort of cheesy, but I don't know. See how I feel about it later. Final sticker. It's the tiny-ass little Decepticon symbol that goes on the hood ornament. This is one of those times where I'm like, I don't know how you do this with fingers. I mean, this sticker is minuscule. It is minute. It is low in surface area. We could use a little bit better autofocus. Alright, fine, screw you. We'll zoom out a bit. Anyway, I would just try to align the little pointy bit at the bottom of the sticker. That's often the easiest way with these Decepticon symbols that have a little sculpted platform to land on. Come on. Alright, there we go. Blammo! The Vehicon is stickered! By the way, these sticker sheets often have like little bonus insignia stickers on them, and what I like to do, because I don't know what to do with them right now, is just kind of knife them out of there. That way you're saving on space. You don't have to worry about like what you're going to do with this enormous sticker sheet. And that way you can just pull these aside, hang on to them for a later date, use them at your pleasure. I'm guessing a lot of people tend to use these for hegemon. Who knows? Alright, it's time for the Jet Vehicon's little buddy, Igu, which is, if you haven't already figured it out, derived from Igu-wana, as in iguanas, or as in Igu wanna do that, which is the positive opposition to Igu don't wanna do that. Man, that took forever to say that punchline. That joke sucked. So, yeah, this little dude is incredibly similar to Noji. I think it's kind of cool that an iguana and a warthog are similar, because otherwise there's not very much that those animals have in common most of the time off the top of my head. So, you know, warthogs and iguanas working together for the conquest of the universe. I don't mind it. Also, Igu has a slightly different layout of seals, although at the beginning it's going to look kind of similar. Like these two seals we're putting on around the Energon crystal might remind you of two seals that we recently put on around another Energon crystal. I don't know if you recall, but that did just happen near the beginning of this possibly obscenely lengthy dead build. I do like these stickers' hue a little bit more. It's a bit brighter, a bit more eye-catching. That's just my taste. You know, I like this. This makes me think more of a vibrant energy grape as opposed to a stout old raisin. It's all purple at the end of the day, but you gotta say, you know, you gotta lay down the law now and then about what kind of purple you're into. That's important stuff. It's how people judge you. It's how they decide what they feel about you as a fellow human being. Also, some little bits and pieces of sculpted detail on here that I like to try to bring out. And when I don't remember exactly where they are, luckily, I do have my reference Igu right here to help me out. Ignore that, I'm not a cheater. So plug this in. This build is going to start looking very similar for the first little while. But this is actually where things differ, because basically this guy is a backwards Noji. So we're going to stick another seal on here, but this one's going to be different. This one is going to be a nice big long seal. We're going to put seal number 4 on this side. These are just nice big ass satisfying side of the gun barrel kind of seals. And with all the sculpted detail already on here, which matches up nicely to the seal I'm about to put into place, it means we're also going to have a little bit of the old toothpick press to make some of the ink on here match with some of the three-dimensional sculpting in a way that I very much enjoy. Ooh, yeah, it's deep. Nice deep one. I like to call things like that a nice deep press toothpicker. It's my my own personal terminology for that kind of stuff. It's important to have clear, well-defined terms for the kind of things you're into. That way you can better communicate them in life and in love. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you see that? You see how that plays with the surface there? That's just gorgeous. Let's do that again on the other side. The Jet Vehicon, by the way, and the Vehicon, the Arms Micron Vehicons. I'm really glad I got these through some of the slightly discounted retail channels, like ye old Ami Ami and whatnot, because I know that I was seeing a lot of people just readily dunking like $40 a pop on these guys, and I gotta say, I'm not ready to dunk $40 a pop on these guys, truth be told. Granted, mine was not much better. It wasn't like I paid like American old-timey retail for them, but something closer to 25 or 30 a pop I could do, but 40, I don't know, it's a little bit, as ye old Geronimus tends to say, that's a spicy meatball, and one I am not necessarily ready to stomach myself. So I know a quick question on these guys is always like, should I wait to see if we get them in America, or should I just go for a Japanese one? I mean, I think these are great molds, especially the Jet Vehicon is a fantastic example of a remold, so if you can find one for a price you're comfortable with, go for it, but if you're trying to figure out what price you're comfortable with, that's a lot of a harder question. It's a harder question to answer, because it depends on what you're willing to pay. Like, I also need to have multiple Vehicons, so that's another reason why I was not able to make myself feel okay with paying $40 at all on any of these guys, because, I'd have to pay that multiple times, and that's just ludicrous. This little dude, by the way, has an optic sticker, which means that if you do get an Arms Micron Vehicon and Jet Vehicon, you can use some of that leftover red sticker paper to fashion an eyeball for your Noji. This one is I think this one doesn't really quite have enough, if I recall correctly. Like, let's take a cursory glance at this. No, not really. But I'd just say get the dark matter caliber. Those guys had a lot of spare red around their optic sticker cuts. And it really does wonders to bring... Just look at that. You can see now some of the personality in this guy's face, and he doesn't even have a full body yet. So I'd highly recommend doing that. If you've already gotten a dark matter caliber and thrown out the stuff that forms the eyeball stickers, don't fret. Just get another dark matter caliber. It's a great toy. Why not? Huh? Why don't you be a man with the rest of us and buy multiples of all your toys? That way you can ensure that they will remain valuable or some such nonsense. Don't actually do that, though. Just, see if you can get a friend to buy the dark matter caliber, and then, get their sticker sheet off of them, and don't tell them about the trick with the optic stickers. Really, there should be enough there to share. Like, if you've got leftover optic sticker sheet stuff and your buddy is just left like, oh, I wish I had some of that, be a bro. Throw some his way. It's just sticker paper. Same time, if you are stuck, wishing that you had some spare sticker paper to do that stuff, technically, you should be able to go and find some if you really want it. Just get some red foil and stick it down in there. But this is way more convenient and, thematic, because these guys are made of these stickers. Well, their colors are made of these stickers, is what I'm trying to say. And, just be excellent to one another, and whatever the end of that Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey song was. God made rock and roll to you. I don't remember anymore how that went. I feel like the only person in the world who really, even in nostalgic hindsight, it seems on the internet, one of the few people in the world, not only, one of the few people in the world, who actually legit has affection for Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. When I was a kid, I thought Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey was the bomb. I actually thought it was cooler than Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And, I'm sure that some people might want to take me to town for that statement, but you know what? Bring it on. Oh, I put the legs on backwards. I guess that's what I get for liking Bogus Journey more than Excellent Adventure. I mean, I'm just saying, Bogus Journey felt like there were stakes. It felt like there was like some cool, like, mystical, like, magic science going on. I mean, granted, those higher stakes were a little bit artificial in that, like, friggin' death was involved, but, I liked Bogus Journey. I thought Bogus Journey was a fun time. I will stand by Bogus Journey and defend it against, the vile detractors it may have. By the way, once this goes in, then we totally got us an Igu. So let's finish off this V-Build dead with some jet. Vehicon! Whoosh! What do you mean I assembled the legs backwards and forgot to put a sticker on? Well, I've never in my entire life have I ever heard such slander and malignant lies. Slander and libel and lies. That's lies. Slander and lies. Jet Vehicon! Do you really need me to go through this whole chest sticker thing again? Because, I mean, do you really need me to go through the whole process in the same video one more? Here's the thing. If you really want me to do that again, I'll do it live on a stream if you really want me to. I'll save Jet Vehicon just for that. But do you really want me to? Like, do you really think it's worth devoting an entire V-Build live to removing 3 screws and popping a plate? I don't know. I'll take a look at the comments. Let me know in the comments. I don't know. Otherwise, yeah, this guy, in robot mode, the stickers are literally identical. The main difference is in the vehicle mode stickers. I do find that these stickers, as I mentioned before, have a slightly more pleasant sheen to them. I don't know why, I just find that they pop a little bit more. I mean, the Jet Vehicon already has a much different pop to how he looks. But something about the stickers, I don't know. Jet Vehicon is in general like he's a very easy mold to I think get over enamored with, because he's a reshell of a very good Transformer, and he's a very good reshell of a very good Transformer. I don't think he's like the toy of the year though or anything. Like, at the end of the day, he is a Vehicon that turns into a thing with wings on it. And I think that a lot of the credit of his transformation really is owed more so to the car Vehicon than the Jet Vehicon himself. The Jet Vehicon, I think, though, man, this dude looks like a brute. He is armored up the wazoo. If you can get, like, a hold of one of these guys, as I mentioned, like, if you're paying $40 for these, yeah, you're probably only going to get one. But if you can get a better deal, try to get a couple of them. If you get 2, you can have symmetrical Minicon cannons on him, and it's kind of cool. And for all that stuff I just said, trying to deconstruct what this guy is, he is based on a very, very, very good mold. Man, I love that the Vehicon was already a pretty good first edition mold, and now is like a really good, even better than that, Prid mold. I need to actually review my Vehicons sometime. I've got a problem, man. I have got a problem, an infestation of the Vehiconic sort. And, yeah, I fell behind on that stuff. I thought for a while, like, I was like, oh, first edition, I'll have all the time in the world, what with it not existing anymore. If I review it now, right when we've learned that a lot of the world isn't getting it, that'll just bum out all the Americans. And I weighed my options and decided that, as funny as that might be to me when I'm in a bad mood, at the end of the day, it seemed like it would be kind of mean. It would just be like, hey, look, Americans, look at the toys you'll never find for good prices. Ho, 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 ho. So I decided not to. But now that, you know, first edition's going to be fully attainable once again if you go a-hunting, I should get back on that. Especially since a lot of those first edition toys now also have, like, Prid versions that could be looked at. There's a whole system to that could arise of, like, looking at a first ed and looking at a Prid. What's funny is that the one first edition deluxe that's not Optimus Prime that I looked at, that being Cliffjumper, is one of the few Prid toys I actually have not purchased in any way, shape, or form. And he seems to not be getting any redecos either in a different character name. I just don't know why. I even ended up with the Bumblebee, but I did not end up with a Prid Cliffjumper. It just didn't seem like something I really wanted to do. And, I don't know, I might sometime. I was thinking of the ARMS Micron one, but that's a lot of money to spend on a toy I don't really want. So, I don't know. Oh, man, look at this wrinkle. This bums me out. These are doy stickers. Let me tell you what. Oh, well. It's a small price to pay. And, you know, technically, if I'm really that upset about it, I could just go get some shiny purple paint and paint the very clearly defined patch that this sticker goes onto. So I don't really have too much space to complain. Aside from, like, you know, my general sense of entitlement that I have as a North American who uses the internet in 2012. We all kind of got that going on. That whole, like, yeah, but what is owed to me kind of thing. You know, in many people's cases, like in mine, I was like, well, what's owed to me is Jet Vehicons. And so I got some Jet Vehicons. Technically, that's not really fulfilling something owed to me. I spent money on them, so I guess technically they were owed to me because I exchanged money for goods and in some small way services and having them shipped over. But man, Jet Vehicons. Oh hey, let's jetify to some Jet stickers. Whoosh, shoom. Oh, I totally hit the camera and totally covered for a messy jump cut. Ah ha 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 ha. So stickers on this guy, they are much different, and I think they're actually way cooler. They're basically some really cool, like, gunmetal detailings that you're doing on the edges of this jet car thing mode. The only bummer about getting these stickers out is that they've got these cuts in the middle for bits you're supposed to leave off, and those bits do not like to let go of the sticker proper. They absolutely do not. It is troublesome to get them to stay behind. But they are cut very well. Basically, if I'm going to actually show you on camera, which I guess is a good idea in this video medium we're operating in here, there's little dialed ridge things on there. You line those up with the hole in this sticker, along with the ridge there, and that is what will lead you to a happy tomorrow. And that is a nice flat sticker. It stays on because it's not on any curves or edges. It's not trying to fold around things. It goes on. And I like it like that. Let's put 19 on the underside. Let's leave behind the cut in the middle and put 19 on the... Hey, you, stay there. Thank you. Alright, we got this. Ah, yes. delicious stickering. As someone who doesn't really enjoy stickers, I think that is the greatest victory some of these Arms Micron toys have had. Like, some of them, the stickers, they have sucked. They have been terrible experiences. But some of them, the Vehicons, for instance, the Jet Vehicon in particular, the stickering is just a joy. I suppose that just adds even further marks in favor of the Jet Vehicon. After all my talk of trying to downplay its hype and how much everyone loves it, it even does the stickers better. This is, you know what, this thing, if you can deal with the somewhat abstract alt mode, this thing is the victor. Because its stickers are not jerks. It does have a thing, though, and a reason why you really should do the chest plate trick on the Jet Vehicon in particular, is that a lot of these, at least everyone that I have seen so far in person, have had a gear misassembly on the automorph in the neck. Something that can be very easily fixed if you've already opened that spot up to put a sticker inside the chest area. So that's something to watch out for. The neck automorph on this guy is a bit wonky. Also, his backpack piece will often look like it's supposed to fold down farther. Now, at first, this is actually due to the misaligned neck gear automorph thing. Once you fix that, it actually works out okay. Now, on another Vehicon, I've tried cutting away all of that stuff, and it really didn't accomplish anything without, like, also further cutting into the joint of the wing backpack, which I did not want to do. So, it's not really worth cutting plastic on there, as far as I can tell. I don't know if anyone's found a different way that accomplished more, but in my experience, having chopped up some plastic back there, the effects are not proportional to the effort, is a good way to put it. So I wouldn't bother. And besides, having the backpack up slightly, there is sculpted detail back there at least, and it can add to the look of this guy being like a more armored version of everybody's favorite cannon fodder dude who they seem to call Steve for some reason. I don't really get it. I know it's been explained to me once, and I think that I didn't get it when it was explained to me, so I've continued to not really get it. I think it's, you know, it's amusing, but it crossed a little line between. There's this line between when something's amusing and then when something is becoming an enforced amusement, and I do not care much for enforced amusement. I will admit. Speaking of someone who forces jokes a lot. I find that the funny factor of something lessens a bit when I'm being told that it must be funny. That's why, you know, you've always got to, if you're trying to be funny yourself, you know, you've got to insist to people that it is entirely fine to not find something funny. Because the last thing that will make someone think something is funny is when they're told, no, idiot, it is funny, you better be laughing now, or you're wrong. Of course, that could move into what's wrong with just, like, a lot of internet fandoms in general. You don't like this thing, well, let me tell you why you're wrong. That is the worst way to convince someone to agree that you're actually the one who's right, is to tell them that their objective take on something is very wrong. Now, people can be wrong about things. That's another way that this goes in wonky directions. By the way, look at this gorgeous gunmetal chrome sheen on that sticker. It's just beautiful. Is the idea that, no, I can never be wrong because everything is my opinion. Every now and then, this is something I've come to learn over, like, just over a decade of regular internet use. Sometimes, and it can happen, and it really sucks to say it, people can have an opinion that is so misguided, or is being labeled as an opinion for the sake of something that, in a way, it can kind of be a bit wrong. Now, here's the thing. It will never help, and it will never solve an argument to tell someone that, because the first way to make anyone, even the most rational thinking person on the internet, get defensive and lose the rationality of the discussion, and thus nullify the ability for that discussion to cause any kind of effect on anybody aside from anger, the best way to do that is to say their opinion is wrong, because a lot of people will, especially in moments of weakness, flip out and say, no, it isn't, because it's my opinion, and that cannot be wrong, and then, you know, you're not getting anywhere. Anyway, this guy's stickers are done. Dudes, we've done up some V-builded Jet Vehicon and Vehicon goodness. The Vehicon's chilling out here. Why don't we double load these guys before we end this video? Let's see what some symmetrically armed Vehicons look like in their vehicle modes. Yeah, just cram right in there. So here we've got a double-armed Batmobile, and we fold up an Igu over here. Let's just try mounting these guys on the... Ooh, actually, I like the look of these guys when they're plugged in here. It's kind of like booster cannon things. Aw, check that out. Check out that real business right there. So we've got some double-armed Vehicons. These guys are going to go wreck the town before they get horrifically killed. Anyway, thank you for checking out this V-Build Dead. Stay tuned. We've got the Labor Day V-Build Live Trilogy coming up next. It's me and Crin and 3 times arms Microns. What'll they be? Tune in and find out. Or just try not to tell people.